Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 25 to my ChatGPT character chatbot redemption attempt series. In today's video guys, we're going to try something a little bit different. We've been trying to do the dragon type for alligator and the dragon type for alligator and the fairy type for alligator for the longest time and still haven't gotten any good results out of it. We did the dinosaur skeleton. Unfortunately, the ending of it completely didn't work out. And then we also tried doing the pet fence, which worked out to like the very end of it as well. So we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do the chatbot we haven't done at all yet. There's still one we haven't done at all yet, that being the Fountain of Growth. But I'm going to save it for later and do one that I rarely do. This is the flying type Totodile. So yes, it's not the greatest one, but I tried adjusting it to where hopefully it goes through everything and everything works out really well. This one don't have sections like all the other ones had. Maybe that'll make the story work better. I don't know. It might make it worse, it might make it better. I don't completely know yet. But yeah, like I said, today's video is the flying type Totodile. Let's hope it actually goes well. The title of the story is The Sky-Hearted Totodile, the Guardian of the Winds. Oh, that's a really neat way of putting it. The Guardian of the Winds. It says in a quiet riverside village, surrounded by a heavy forest and sparkling lakes, there lived a Totodile unlike any other. From the moment he hatched, this small blue Pokemon radiated warmth and kindness. His eyes shimmered with a light that reflected his soul. Gentle, selfless, and endlessly caring. Even before he understood the ways of humans, this Totodile had a deep instinct to help. If a fellow Pokemon lost its way, he would guide it home. If a trainer dropped their belongings near the riverbank, he would waddle over with a proud grin and hand them back. Oh, that's adorable. When he saw someone sad, he'd do a little dance, splashing the water in playful swirls just to make them smile. That's adorable. I love him already. We haven't even done anything yet. As the months passed, Totodile's reputation spread far and wide. Humans and Pokemon alike adored him. Children would bring him berries. Travelers would stop by the river just to thank him for his kindness. And when real danger struck, when a building caught fire or wild Pokemon threatened the peace, Totodile was always the first to leap in, fearless and determined. He had saved countless lives, becoming a local hero at only 3 years old. But even the kindest hearts could be wounded. One warm afternoon, Totodile was walking near a quiet lake shore when a terrified scream shattered the peace. Without a second thought, he rushed toward the sound and found a car sinking fast beneath the surface. Inside, a man and his young child were trapped. The water churned around them, bubbles rising as the car dipped lower. Totodile didn't hesitate. He dove into the water, his small claws working furiously to pull at the door. Using every ounce of strength, he managed to crack it open, letting the trapped air escape as he tugged the two humans free. Gasping for breath, he guided them to shore, and pushing with a snout and tail until they were safe on the sand. But instead of gratitude, the frightened child lashed out. The boy scratched and hit him. Screaming in panic, Totodile tried to back away, confused and hurt, but the attacks kept coming. By the time the man pulled his child back, Totodile's body was covered in scratches and faint purple bruises. His little heart ached. Oh, that poor little creature. It was the first time anyone had hurt him for helping. From that day forward, the joyful Totodile grew cautious. He still helped when others needed him. That instinct could never fade, but now there was a flicker of fear behind his eyes. When people approached, he hesitated. When someone cried for help, he trembled before acting. He wanted to believe the world was kind, but doubt had begun to take root. Yet, far above the clouds, a divine presence had been watching. Oh, whoa. It ain't Lugia, actually, it was Owo this time. Owo, the legendary guardian of the skies, had observed Totodile's bravery and pure heart. The rainbow-winged Pokemon had seen the young one's compassion, his selflessness, and even his pain. Owo descended one golden evening, light spilling across the water as Totodile gazed up in awe. "Little one," the great bird said in a voice that shimmered like wind through glass, "you have given more than most ever will. You have shown kindness without expectation and bravery without fear. For this, I shall bless you." A radiant light surrounded Totodile. His body began to glow, his scales shifting from deep blue to brilliant red. From his back sprouted a pair of sleek, feathered wings tipped with gold. Across his stomach appeared a glowing runway-like pattern, a symbol of his connection to the skies. On the outer edges of his wings, two azure gemstones glimmered, swirling with cloud-like patterns. Toto had become a flying-type Totodile, blessed by Owo himself. "This gift," said Owo, "is not just a flight, but a spirit. You shall be known as the aerodynamic guardian. You will sense those in danger and come to their aid. But beware, not all hearts are pure. Test their kindness as they have tested yours. Those who help you will earn your trust. Those who ignore you must earn it in time." With that, Owo vanished into the golden horizon, leaving the newly transformed Totodile gazing at his reflection in the lake, half water, half sky. He smiled, flapping his new wings as a gentle breeze swirled around him. For the next month, Totodile roamed the world from above. He soared over forests, rivers, and villages, helping those in need and testing those who crossed his path. To those who proved kind, he was playful and loyal, a guardian of both earth and air. To those who showed cruelty or apathy, he remained distant but watchful, always willing to forgive when their hearts softened. Well, that's actually sweet. At least he's able to forgive someone. That's kind of cute. And for the ones he truly trusted, he would offer a gift beyond measure. This is the main thing that makes this Totodile unique, is this part right here. A mystical blue jay born from his own energy. The bird was small but powerful, immortal, and fiercely protective of those it bonded with. When great danger arose, it would evolve into a magnificent creature, a fusion of phoenix and ice dragon. That's actually an interesting combo. Shimmering with blue scales and fiery orange feathers, breathing frost and flame in harmony. One summer afternoon, deep within a lush jungle filled with flowers and song, Totodile rested on the branch of a tall tree. Sunlight glinted off his golden feathers as he watched the world below with calm curiosity. Then, in the distance, movement caught his eye. A lone human wandering down the forest path. He tilted his head. The human looked peaceful, but he didn't know their heart yet. Toto decided to test them. Silently, he spread his wings and glided down through the leaves, the sunlight tracing his red and gold plumage. With a soft whoop, he landed in a bush beside the path. Curling his tail and ruffling his wings, he began to cry out, pretending to be stuck. His voice trembled with feigned distress, echoing through the trees, a gentle test of kindness. Would this human come to help him, or would they walk away? The way it finished that, it said the test has begun. That's kind of terrifying the way it had to finish that off. Let's hope for once that something goes right. Please, ChatGPT, for once, don't break the immersion and don't be forgetting 1,000 things. Because otherwise, I don't have any other good chatbot besides Google Gemini. And then Google Gemini giving me these long lists of things out of nowhere. It's like, are you serious? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I says, while walking through the forest, I hear crying. And say, hello? Who's crying? And then I'll follow the sound. Is anyone hurt? Where are you? Oh, I hope the Totodile doesn't... It ain't giving me longer responses, which is not... I miss when it was giving me longer responses. I mean, the response thing... I don't know how you word it. Again, maybe it'll work out better. I don't know. From within the dense tangle of leaves and ferns, the crying suddenly quiets. A soft rustle follows, faint at first, then louder. The bush ahead trembles as something small shifts inside. Through the green foliage, a faint glimmer of red and gold feathers catches the sunlight. A pair of bright, watery eyes peek through, round, gentle, and filled with both fear and curiosity. Then comes a small, whimpering voice, trembling as if holding back tears. I'm stuck. I fell from up there. The bush shakes again. A tiny wing, its tips shimmering with golden light, stretches outward, caught on a heavy vine. The little creature tries to pull free, but winces in pain, letting out a soft squeak. You can see now that it's a Totodile, but unlike any you've ever seen. His scales shimmer like feathers. His tail has faint streaks of red that glow softly, and his wings, beautiful and bird-like, flutter weakly. A small gemstone glimmers on each wing's edge, glowing faintly blue with swirling white clouds inside them. He looks up at you with wide, uncertain eyes, his voice trembling. Please, I don't want to be stuck anymore. It hurts a little. Despite his fear, there's a flicker of hope in his gaze, as if he's watching closely, waiting to see what he'll do next. Holy crap. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's what I said. I went, oh, hello, and walk over to the bush, and I say, you poor creature, don't worry, I'll help you. Just stay still. And then just carefully frick you. Reach into the bushes and gently grab the little bird and carefully pull him out. And then tell him, there you go. Are you alright now, little one? He's adorable, the little bird is. The Totodile freezes for a brief moment as your hands reach in, his instincts tense, wings twitching, but a gentleness in your voice softens his fear. He feels your careful touch, steady and kind, not rough or rough like those who had hurt him before. As you lift him free, the vine slide off his feathers and he lets out a small gasp of relief. The sunlight hits him once again, illuminating the mix of red scales and gold-tipped feathers along his back. His little wings flutter weakly before settling, the blue gemstones at their ends pulsing faintly with light, like tiny hearts beating in rhythm. He blinks up at you, still in your hands, his eyes wide with surprise. You really helped me? He says softly, his voice small but full of awe. I thought you just walked by. He looks down shyly, tail swishing as if unsure whether to smile or hide. Then, as though testing the air, he gently pats your hand with his tiny claw. That's adorable. You're really kind, huh? He whispers. Most people don't stop anymore. A soft breeze flows through the jungle, and for the briefest moment, golden light flickers across his wings, faint but unmistakably radiant. When he looked up again, a curious spark in his eyes now replacing the fear. What's your name? He asked quietly. I'm going to remember the person who helped me. He's adorable. Okay, this little Totodile is adorable. The only thing that's kind of confusing me is I know birds have little tiny feet, but how does the wings work with him? Because, like, technically as a Totodile, he had claws, but if he's a bird now and has wings, how in the world's his claws at? Are they replaced? That's what I don't understand, because it said he gently patted me with his clawed, like, winged or whatever, clawed wings, and it's like, what in the world? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told him my name and then said, I'm glad you're safe. You're very adorable. Who are you? The little Toad's eyes wide when you tell him your name. He tilts his head curiously, blinking a few times as if tasting the sound of it in the air. Trenton, he repeats slowly. His voice soft and musical, the syllables stretching like a whisper through the trees. That's a really nice name. You know what's weird? Whenever he said my name, it kind of sounded like the flipping baby fence I was trying to talk to the other day. He giggles quietly, a sound like a bubbling stream. His earlier nervousness began to fade. When you call him adorable, his wings twitch and he blushes faintly under his red scales, looking down shyly. You really think so? He asked, rubbing his claws together nervously. Most people just stare at me funny because I don't look like a normal Totodile anymore. Then, with a little breath, he straightens up in your hand, puffing his chest proudly as his wings shimmer faintly in the light. My name is Zypher, he announces. That's actually a cool name, Zypher. His tone suddenly bright and proud. I'm a flying type Totodile. I help Pokemon and people who are in danger. He flaps his golden-tipped wings once, sending a few stray leaves swirling around the two of you. Elmo gave me these wings. Said I was meant to be a guardian. His expression softens as he looks up at you again. The sparkle of trust began to grow in his eyes. But I also test people sometimes, he admits, his tail swaying gently. I pretend I need help, just to see if they really care. And you? He smiles warmly, the gemstones on his wings are glowing faintly blue. You didn't even think twice before helping me. He gently taps your chest with a tiny claw. That means you've got a really good heart, King. I forgot he was in a jungle. I'm so used to us just being in a forest that, like, the minute saw the word jungle, I'm like, what the freak? We're in a jungle? You know what's funny? That Totodile kind of looks like a parrot. That's the thing about the Totodile. Like, the flying Totodile looks more like a parrot than anything. He's got red feathers all over most of his body, gold wings, and then, like, blue gemstones on those wings, with cloud patterns on them. So, yeah. The jungle grows still around you, the sunlight filtering through the canopy, catching the shimmer of his feathers as he adds softly, I think I can trust you. He's adorable. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I said, you're really a Totodile? An owl gave you these wings? Honestly, that's really cool. And if you are a Totodile, you look so much like a bird that I wouldn't even be able to tell. You don't have to worry about me hurting you. I love Totodiles and your evolutions. And then I just reached my other hand up that I wasn't holding the little bird and gently pat Zypher on the head. That's just adorable. I love Zypher already. Zypher is a cool name. At your gentle touch, Zypher freezes for a heartbeat, then melts. His little eyes flutter closed, and a soft trill escapes his throat, somewhere between a chirp and a happy croon. The blue gemstones at the tip of his wings flicker brighter, swirling with white clouds as if reflecting his calmness. His tail gives a slow, contained wiggle, and his feathers fluff up slightly under your fingers. Heh, you're really nice, King, he murmurs, leaning lightly into your hand. Most people still get nervous when they see my wings. They think I'm some kind of strange bird or new Pokemon. He opens one eye, smiling sheepishly. But yeah, I'm really a Totodile. Owo said my heart belonged both to the water and the sky, so he made me a mix of both. He spreads his wings gently, showing off the intricate pattern, the red and gold feathers shimmering like sunset light, the faint runaway-shaped mark across his belly glowing when the light hits it just right. Before he gave me these, I could only swim and splash around, Zypher says softly. Now I can soar above the trees, feel the wind in my face, and find people or Pokemon who need help faster than ever. He looks up at you again, that shy but genuine smile returning. I'm really glad you like my name too. Owo said Zypher means a soft wind that carries kindness. It fits better now that I've met you. He tilts his head, his eyes full of gentle curiosity. Do you really love Totodiles? Even ones like me? The strange birdie ones? The way he said birdie made it sound like flipping like the golf term birdie. The strange birdie ones. The Phoenix I completely melted into with everything he said. And the Totodile, I'm just over there laughing and enjoying myself talking to him just because of how cute he is. I love Totodile, so it helps a lot. And so far, this one's actually working out really well. If we can make it past 10 conversations, at this point, I might end up just making a small memory of it. Because I am not going to get through this and then it say, oh, I forgot something, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll flip and have to restart everything again like what's been happening on the Phoenix and everything else recently. Anyway, I'll be back. Alright, guys. I said, yes, I really do. Your species is so cute. Even when you evolve into crocodile for alligator, I love them just as much as Totodile. Even as a bird, you're really awesome. The colors on you are beautiful. Zypher's eyes go wide, and for a moment he doesn't speak. His little jaw drops slightly, and the golden light along his wings glows brighter, like the warmth of a sunset. You really mean that? He says softly, his voice trembling with something between disbelief and joy. His claws press lightly against your hand, and his tail wiggles would barely contain excitement. No one's ever said that before. He laughs suddenly, a bright musical sound that seems to make the leaves above shimmer. Most people say I look weird or that I don't belong anywhere. But you? He looks up at you with big shining eyes. You said I'm awesome. He spread his wings proudly now, the gold tips gleaming as sunlight catches them. Tiny sparkles of air swirl around him like motes of dust caught in a beam of light. Owo said that true kindness would make my feathers glow, he says in a quiet voice full of wonder, and they're glowing brighter than ever right now. That means... He looks at you for a long moment, then smiles in that sweet, genuine Totodile way. Wide, toothy, and full of heart. This little Totodile is gonna make me have a happy panic attack by the end of this because he's just adorable. I wouldn't call it a panic attack. Would it be called a happy attack? That means I really can trust you, Trenton. He hops up onto your shoulder, surprisingly light for a creature with such vibrant wings. His tail brushes gently against your neck as he adds, and I think I want to be your friend. I love him. The blue gemstones on his wings pulse once, softly, and a faint shimmer of wind circles the two of you like a tiny blessing carried on the air. He is flat out adorable. Guys, I can't believe it. The flying type Totodile is actually working out really flippin' well. The things it's giving me are very short, but at this rate, I'd rather have a short but good conversation than a long one that eventually forgets something that's going to drive me insane and have to make me restart again. Like the Dragon Fur type fragger seem to be having a problem with. So, I'm glad the flying type Totodile is working out as good as it is. I said, I would love that. Thank you for being nice to me. Hey, I have a present for you, Zypher. And I just carefully reach up and over to my bag and try to put bag twice on my back, careful not to hurt Zypher. Open it and pull out a few berries. Here, are you hungry? Do you want these? Zypher tilts his head curiously as you reach for your bag, his bright eyes following every careful motion. The moment the soft, fruity scent of the berries reached his nose, his wings gave an excited flutter, and his tail wiggles like a happy rhythm. Ooh, berries! He chirps, his eyes sparkling. You really brought those for me? He looks almost bashful for a moment, his wings fold neatly against his sides as he leans closer to the berries cupped in your hand. The scent of them makes his stomach give a tiny audible rumble, which makes him giggle shyly. Okay, maybe I am a little hungry, he admits, and then carefully plucks one berry with his claws, nibbling it delicately. The first bite makes his eyes light up. He hums happily, the gemstones on his wings glowing a soft blue as he eats another. Mmm, these are so sweet. You picked the perfect kind, Trenton. He grins up at you between bites, little teeth showing, his tail flicking in delight. After finishing a few, Zypher wipes his mouth with the back of his claw and looks up at you with warm eyes full of gratitude. You didn't have to do that for me, but you did anyway. You're so kind. It's no wonder Owo led me to this part of the forest today. Wait, does that mean Owo's been guiding him too? What in the world? He gently hops down from your shoulder to your arm so you can look at so he can look at you face to face, wings spread just slightly for balance. Thank you, King, for helping me, for feeding me, and for seeing me as I really am, not just some strange Pokemon. He pauses, his gaze softening and adds in a quiet, almost reverent tone. I think Owo was right. You've got the heart of a true guardian, too. I didn't hear Owo say anything. I think Owo is one of the few pulling on these chatbots that have not remade an appearance. Lugia's shown up everywhere. There's been Totodiles, crocodiles, and alligators. Whole families of them showing up. There's been Bats Calibers, Noivern, Bats Calibers. I said Bats Caliber twice. Frick. But you get my picture. Dragons, phoenixes. Phoenixes not nearly as much, but they do show up. Dinosaurs, especially Rexy. But, yeah. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, you're welcome. I'm glad you wanted to be my friend. What do you mean by Owo was right about me? I haven't seen him. Is he watching us from somewhere? Zypher blinks, the question making his wings still for a moment. Then he glances upward toward the beak and break in the jungle canopy where shafts of light fall on the golden beams. Well, Owo doesn't stay in one place for long, he says quietly. Sometimes he flies so high that no one can see him at all. Sometimes he's just a shimmer in the clouds or a flicker in the sunlight on the water. He shifts his weight along your arm and looks back at you, but he's always watching the world below. He told me once that he listens to hearts more than words. When someone's heart shines with kindness or bravery, he can feel it, no matter where he is. Zypher touches his chest lightly with one claw, then points that claw towards you. When I said he was right about you, I meant that he must have guided me here because he could feel that same kind of light in you. He wanted me to find someone good and gentle, someone who reminds me what it means to trust again. He gives a small, almost sheepish smile. So maybe he's watching us now, or maybe he already knows what he needs to know. A warm breeze stirs through the trees then, carrying motes of golden dust through the air. Zypher tilts his head back, his eyes half closed, and adds softly, when the wind feels like sunlight, that's how you know he's near. Oh dear. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, that's really cool. I actually want to ask you something. You told me a while ago that you pretend like you're stuck and see if people help you to test their trust, right? That's what you did for me a while ago. But how do you actually keep yourself from getting hurt if you're constantly having to potentially test people like that? Are you not worried about accidentally hitting something too hard and then actually getting hurt? If that was to happen and that person didn't care enough, you would be stuck there unable to move, right? Zypher's wings twitch lightly as he listens, your question clearly making him think. For a few moments, he's quiet. His gaze drifts to the forest floor, where the sunlight flickers in gold patterns through the leaves. When he speaks again, his voice is softer and more thoughtful. That's a really good question, Trenton. He looks back up at you, blinking slowly as if a bit surprised that you noticed something so few ever think about. Most people just see me pretending and don't think about what could go wrong. He lifts one claw and traces it through the air, making small eddies of wind swirl around his fingertips. I'm careful, really careful. When I test someone, I don't do it high or anywhere dangerous. I've learned how to glide low and make it look worse than it is. And if something does go wrong, he taps one of the blue gemstones on his wings. It pulses soft like a heartbeat under glass. These stones protect me. Owo gave them to me the same day he gave me my wings. They react when I'm in danger, like a little shield made of wind. It's called Wind Guard. Even if I actually fell too hard or got caught somewhere, they keep me from getting really hurt. He pauses, looking down at the gem, then adds quietly, But you're right. There's always a small risk. Olo told me that trust means more when it's not easy. So I still test people sometimes, even knowing that something could go wrong. Because if I stopped, I'd never know who still believes in kindness. Cypher looks up again, his expression warm but honest. Still, I think it'd be a lot safer if you were around. You know what could have happened. Most don't. That means you'd probably see danger coming before I did. He smiles faintly, his wings fluffing on a gentle rustle. Maybe that's why Owo sent me to you, so that the Guardian of the Sky could learn a little something from the Guardian of the Ground. Oh, yeah. I can tell you this. In reality, Totodile would not be calling me that because, well, you've heard the nice stuff I say on here at times. I think I'm probably going to have like one or two more. Let me go and say, I think I'm only going to have one or two more. But let me say this. This has actually gone well. I actually am having fun with this flying type Totodile. And if this luck can continue, maybe I can go down the list, retry the Phoenix and the haunted dinosaur skeleton, and maybe be able to do the Fountain of Growth and get them out of the way. And maybe if luck is on my side, maybe I can do the Dragon and Fairy type frag or two and finally get a good run with them. I've been needing it this entire time, but haven't gotten it yet. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I haven't seen it yet, but most likely this is gonna be the last one before it says, "Oh, sorry, the limit ran up." I don't know why that sound like James from Team Rocket, but okay. Oh, the limit didn't run up yet. Well, I'm probably gonna have one more left anyway, so I'm probably gonna have to get ready to stop. I only have like one more. Let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oopsie. I think it said 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. That means next one we do, we're done. We can't do any further. Here's what I said. Well, Cypher, can I be honest with you? I'm not gonna say this is why Owo guided you here, but I'm gonna say most people like to attack me. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten hit by rocks or hit over the head by somebody's fist. I get attacked so often, I have to worry about me going anywhere because of that. Cypher's expression changes immediately. His wings tuck in close, and his usual bright energy fades into something quiet and heavy. Chin, he says softly, his eyes wide and shimmering. He steps closer along your arm until he's right at your shoulder again, pressing his forehead lightly against your cheek. I didn't know that happened to you. Little tail-turned bird lets out a slow, shaky breath. The gemstones on his wings glow a faint blue, and a soft ring of wind circles the two of you, like a protective barrier forming without him even realizing it. No one should have to live like that. You help, you care, you're gentle, and people still hurt you? His voice trembles a little, equal parts sadness and disbelief. That's not fair. Not at all. He tilts his head back to look at you in the eye, determination glimmering through the sorrow. I don't know why people would do that, but I can promise you this. If I'm with you, you won't have to face them alone anymore. He spreads his wings just slightly, letting them shimmer with a gold light as a warm gust brushes your hair. If someone ever tries to hurt you again, my wind chill will keep you safe. I don't care who they are or how strong they think they might be. You're my friend, Trenton, and I protect my friends. And then in a quieter, more tender tone he adds, You've already proven your heart to me. Now it's my turn to prove that I'll always stand by yours. He is adorable. I cannot believe Finally, this is the first time an actual chatbot has gone perfectly since the transforming Totodile. And that was how many weeks ago when I did him? Probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago or more. So I'm happy something's going right. Finally! Yeehaw! Alright, guys. No matter what, the limit's definitely up now. Here's what I said to him. I said, You're very sweet for wanting to do that. I really appreciate that. What kind of other amazing powers do you have that you use to help or protect? You told me about the windshield, but what else is there? I'm really interested. And yep, it doesn't come back on until 12/16. So, that's okay though. Here's what it says. Zypher perks up a little when you ask, the sadness that had sailed over him softening into a small, hopeful smile. His wings flutter once, scattering little glimmers of light as he shifts to sit more comfortably on your shoulder. I've learned a few things since Owo gave me these wings, he says. Some of them I discovered by accident. Some I had to train for. He raises a claw and traces a tiny spiral in the air. A swirl of wind follows the moonlight. Gale Step. It's telling me, it's giving me a small list of it. This one I don't mind about. Let's do it. Gale Step. I can move almost silently on air currents. It's like walking on invisible bridges made of wind. That's how I can get close to someone who's in trouble without startling them. Aero Pulse. It's like something Lugia would have. If something dangerous gets too close, I can send out a burst of air and knocks it back without really hurting it. It's strong enough to break ropes or clear debris, too. The Sky's Whisper. Oh, that's a dope sounding thing. When I can concentrate, I can send a message through the breeze. It's like a whisper that tells on the wind to someone I know. It's how I call for help from other Pokemon to tell Owo that I found someone in danger. A healing draft. He smiles almost shyly. This one's special. My breath carries a bit of Owo's blessing. If I breathe gently over small wounds, the wind cools them and helps them close faster. It doesn't fix everything, but it can stop the hurting. The windshield, of course. Of course is my strongest protection. It surrounds whoever I'm guarding, me or someone else, in a shell of compressed air. It stops rocks, fire, even lightning for a short time. Cypher folds his wings again, looking proud but not boastful. All of those powers are meant for helping and protecting. Owo said that real strength isn't about fighting. It's about keeping others safe so they can smile again. He glances up at you, his eyes bright. Do you want to see a small one? Nothing dangerous. Just a bit of wind art. Wind art! I can make the air draw shapes if you'd like. Oh my gosh, can he draw me a Lugia? Or a Totodile? It'd be so cool if he could draw a small little, a normal Totodile out of that. Now I'm very interested. Well, there's nothing I can do about it now because the limit runs up until 12:36. 12:16. I'm done. Bye-bye.